We are back, Aidan. Round 14 review, round 15 preview. The Super Rugby, our favorite time of the week. It was a good week. We had a lot to do at the table. How's your week been, my man?
Yeah, good. Trying to get out of the tail end of busyness at work, but as always the case, Super Rugby was the highlight of my week once again. Absolutely brilliant to watch. Some surprise results, which seem to be the normal with Super Rugby these days, which I love to see. People beating people you don't expect by margins you don't expect, so it's been awesome. And man, just like as Super Rugby comes to an end, I know that all these players that have been playing so well this season, I love the club rugby and seeing them go up against each other, but I can't wait to see them in their international colours, whether it's for New Zealand, for Samoa, for Australia, obviously with the Lions tour coming up. And I know you wanted to talk about that a little bit. There's so much excitement coming from the Super Rugby for these international series. And I think often we focus too much on the international series sometimes, but I think this year of Super Rugby especially has just made me that much more excited for the international season to come because of how good some of these people are playing.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful setup for the international season, right? Like we've said it before, this will be the greatest rugby championship and probably like one of the last traditional rugby championships with the new structure that's coming in. And it's going to be the best one. Like we're looking at an Aussie team that's re-signing their players, right? Pete Samu announced today, right? Back from Bordeaux, signed with I think it was with the Tars, signed. Massive. They're keeping their big names, which is obviously great for Australian rugby. You look at the All Blacks after, we know you had a young team last season, but that's a year more of experience at international level. You've got new guys coming through with the Super Rugby. It's glorious, right? And then obviously you have South Africa traveling to Eden Park, defending the champion. We've never defended the title. So everyone wants to do that. And then you think about Argentina, and it's like, well, they beat all of us last season, right? They want to kick on from that. This is going to be such a beautiful rugby championship. But I want to ask you, right? There's two fixtures. We'll speak about them both. That gave you such a big smile and smirk after 80 minutes. Two fixtures. This had to be one of your favorite weekends in terms of your team and your rivals, the emotions that has brought out of you. Hurricanes with the last minute winner and Blues stumbling at the final hurdle. Oh, bro.
It was honestly glorious. The only downer is that my Moana Pacifica jersey hasn't arrived yet. I was hoping to wear that for that game, and it hasn't arrived yet. So that really annoyed me. But other than that, the Hurricanes doing their best to give me a heart attack at 24. Oh, my goodness. What a game, though. Like I said to you last week, I think I absolutely nailed this game from predictions, by the way, that I said this is going to be a really tough game. I think we'll win by like 4 to 8 points. And we scored in the 82 minutes as we scored to win the game. Right at the end, I thought we'd lost it. Big turnover.
Did you smile bigger for that one or for the Blues loss? Because you love Moana as well.
I do. I think I was equally excited for both because both were really important for the table for both teams. Like we needed to beat the Highlanders.
You needed the Blues to also lose a bit of track of because they had you in their sights.
Yeah, exactly. So there was like a few things that I needed to go our way this week, and both of them went well. Ideally, we would have got a bonus point, but as I said to you last week, I don't see that happening just with how close the comp is. Even with the teams that aren't performing as well on the leaderboard, the games are close. Like the Highlanders have lost most of their games by within 7 points. They're not a team that's getting spanked all the time. They're a team that's constantly pushing it close. I'd take the win.
They kind of remind me of the Western Force, right? The Western Force have put up performances this season. They just haven't gotten the results. Like they're kind of in the same WhatsApp group with that one. If you look at that Blues, did you see the Blues admin's tweet today?
Today?
Is it safe to come out now? Because obviously it's their first loss after the big talk and the whole video and everything. And, fair play. Like the Blues admin, right? Give that guy a raise because he's been brilliant. He or she, whoever it's been,
Yeah.
They've been great all season. They've been a sport, right? Like the admin has kind of brought the attention to himself or themselves instead of just like having the team being disgraced by everyone. But anyway, let's actually get into the fixtures. Hurricanes 24 points to 20 over the Highlanders. I said, okay, they're winning by 20. Based on Hurricanes, they've been there, they've done it, they know how to do it, they know what's at stake. Highlanders have not been cooking this season. Well, they've brought a couple of games close, but I just thought everything to play for. You did not deserve to win this game by a lot, right? Like you snuck over the line by the cheekiest of margins that you could possibly do.
Yeah, I agree with you and I disagree with you. I agree with you in the sense that the Highlanders' defense for that entire game was brilliant. I think the only thing that held the Hurricanes back, though, was themselves. They were in the right positions of the park for most of that game. We did well with territory. Our defense was actually really good as well, which it has been for a few weeks now. We just lacked those final touches to get us over the line. We had plenty of opportunities to score probably 2 or 3 more tries. And you got to credit the Highlanders for that, for disrupting those. But most of those Highlanders tries, especially that one by Jonah Lowe, that was a one-phase breakaway. It came out.
It was a sensational try still.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant try. But it was a one-phase breakaway, sort of against the run of play, little kick to the corner off just a missed tackle by Billy Proctor. Punivai got sat on his ass. And then a nice little back and forth between Jonah Lowe and Ratavaita Muki-Neetkins to score there.
He had a sensational game, by the way.
Yeah, again, brilliant. Put him in your fantasy, solid bet.
How many points did he get for you?
I think it was like 50, 51, something like that.
Oh, you'll take that.
Nothing crazy, but good. But yeah, those sorts of, it was like sparks of brilliance for the Highlanders that's got them to score. Whereas, so they sort of seemed a bit like a scalpel, finesse, nicely. Whereas the Hurricanes sort of played like a hammer. They're just bludgeoning the defense, lots of possession. And then when they did get their chances, they just didn't take the most of them.
But you have to think about the balance of it, right? So I'm just thinking, at what point do you credit the defense? And then at what point do you say, okay, well, the Hurricanes were their own worst enemy? Because I remember I told you the Hurricanes were also their own worst enemy, but I was also so impressed by the Highlanders. Because it usually happens like this. Because we saw it in the France versus Ireland game in the Six Nations. Remember when Ireland just pounced, literally kept knocking on the door, got nothing. France gets a sniff, and they put you away. It always happens like this against the run of play. You're so attack-minded. It's like your one counter-attack and your defense is spread open and you concede 7 points.
Yeah, that's
in my opinion, the way that the Highlanders defended this game, right, and forced errors and just stayed disciplined. I mean, they didn't even concede that many penalties. Like they got killed at scrum time, for instance, right? But at breakdown and everything, they were pretty smart with it. I thought they deserved to win the game. It almost felt like my heart sank a bit for them. Like I was happy for you, of course, right? Because I don't have any rivalry in this thing, right? And I want the Hurricanes to do good in the tournament. They were my prediction to win this thing. So, but the Highlanders, I just felt that is how we won. Like that was the one that they would say they let it slip with all the hard work that went into it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that. I think it's something that they'd have to look at. There's been a few games this year specifically that the Highlanders have sort of fallen off the ball in the last 4 minutes of the game, like genuinely at the death of the game. Look, they had that game won. They won a turnover in the 78th minute. And they kicked it into touch, just had to regain position, and then game over. That's it, done. But they didn't throw it straight at the line out. The only thing that had to go right really is collect it at the line out, and they didn't. Ruben Love side through the middle, and then...
And it started with a bad kick, right? Like, it wasn't a good clearance.
No, but it doesn't matter. Like,
but they were still just in their own 22, and then you missed... Then you throw it in skew.
Yeah. Like, it didn't really matter where it went out. You just had to receive the line out, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we got what we got from it, and Roygaard, who played brilliantly, clearly the number one All Black halfback. Anyone who says otherwise is either biased to a different team or an idiot.
What about Gibson Park? Wouldn't you take him as the number one?
Not in New Zealand.
Why not?
No, I like Roigard. I think Gibson Park's brilliant. I probably a better halfback right now, yes, but let's not talk about something that's irrelevant, right?
I was just wondering. If you had the
Yeah,
choice, that would be elite pairing, by the way.
it would be. Yeah, I mean, those guys are both exceptionally good. Gibson Park probably still edges it at the moment, but I'd take Roigard because he's younger, offers more in the future because Gibson Park's almost done.
Yeah. Waratahs versus the Crusaders. Put up a fight.
Yeah,
And then they
but
lost
late
it.
though.
Yeah. And then they just completely lost it.
Yeah, it was. So there goes my dark horse prediction for the season, pretty much. Yeah, Crusaders just looked good. It was a much higher scoring game than I was expecting, I'll be honest. I thought it would be sort of similar to the Chiefs Waratahs game in Sydney.
The Crusaders came out flying. What was it, like 19-0?
Yeah, they did. They come out
The
real hot.
Waratahs had a crazy fight back. And then they just conceded at the end, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I mean, they just conceded a penalty and a try at the 75th minute.
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah, they got it to 28-38 was the closest they got it, and then try, and then ended 33-48. But yeah, just sort of tail of the Waratah season. Few injuries, key injuries. Would have been interesting if they had Sua Aliti in the squad. Obviously, no Will Jordan, but Johnny McNichol, the guy that just comes in when someone's injured and then always plays a good game. It's really bizarre.
Where's Macca Springer?
I'm not sure. I think he might be injured.
Bro, like that guy showed up, scored 5 tries in a game, disappeared.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, like Johnny McNichol, I swear only ever plays if there's like a bunch of injuries, and he'll play like 1 or 2 games a season. But he'll play brilliantly in both those games. So he was good again this game. Seville Reese tied the all-time try-scoring record for Super Rugby, finally, after 5 weeks of being one back. So, yeah, just really, it's just Crusaders rugby, really, isn't it?
Yeah, Crusaders being Crusaders. I don't think there's too much to add to it. The Drua whacking the Force. We expected this, right? Not a beatdown like this, maybe, but we
got the win right.
Yeah,
we got the call right for who would win because it's at Lautoka. And bro, there is some magic voodoo going on at that place. I swear they're a different team. Like, what is going on? They beat the Chiefs there.
Bro, they were in 2009 till 2015 All Blacks jerseys under that. You will not tell me, bro. I think their record there is better than the All Blacks record in that period.
Probably. I think they're 10 games unbeaten there.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Next season, Drua, just do yourself a favor. Put everything at Lautoka. Just every single one.
Think about it. If they get half of their season as home games, 16-game season, right, and put all your home games at Lautoka, bro, you've won 8 of the 16. You're making it through to the playoffs.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right, you're in a top 4 battle.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's going on?
Home playoff battle. And imagine if they play home playoff battles, right? And there's some upsets, and somehow they get a home final as well. Bro, they're winning this thing.
They're winning, 100%. Like, they're just unbeatable at Lautoka. I don't know what it is. I don't know what magic kava they're drinking in Fiji, in Lautoka specifically. But they just are an incredible team when they play there. They're so dominant.
Yeah, and it's not even that it looks like a fluke. They don't get fluke victories there. They just look good in everything. Physicality ups by 500%. The flair adds 500%. They look defensively sound. And then it's like something's in the water as soon as they travel. Someone's spiking these guys' drinks before they go onto a away field because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there must be some like PEDs in the Fiji water or something, you know. They just immediately become amazing, like superhuman stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why Fiji water is so big around the world, bro, because it's from Lautoka.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, bro.
Game
27 points to 21. Question. Have you ever seen a better individual performance than what Ardie Savea put? Not in a disrespectful way to the rest of the team.
No.
But this guy is unreal.
He's genuinely. I said I was live for this game, watching it, and just watching him this year, I genuinely think, at least for the club level, obviously we haven't seen the international season this year, but I mean he's World Player of the Year 2 years ago, so that included. I think he's the best rugby player I've ever watched. And I grew up watching Dan Carter and Richie McCaw, who were sensational. I just think he has more impact on the game than those guys. Like, he is doing things I've never seen from a Lucy, and he's doing them every week against teams that know he's going to do it. And yet he does it again. He does bigger and better. He looks unstoppable, and he is unstoppable.
These performances has brought the debate forward again. Should he play number 8 for the All Blacks? Can't we just play him at 7?
Doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter. All that matters is how it balances with the other Lucies, because number 8 doesn't determine where he is defensively. Realistically, he's still going to make the same tackles.
No, but it changes the role a bit.
A little bit, but I think modern Lucies are all very similar, other than off the side of the scrum for, your blind side versus open side. That's the only real difference. He still competes in the lineouts.
Yeah,
he can move. He could wear 8 on his back, but play number 7 in the scrum. Like, you see him do that all the time. They move him around in the scrum. All that matters is where he is balanced with whoever the other two Lucies.
As long as you have him in your team, you should be fine.
Hell, you could play him at fullback and you'd probably do all right. He's that good.
Bro, play him at 10. Spiral bomb.
Bro, what the hell? 55-meter clearance. It's one of the best clearances this year.
It's ridiculous.
It's come from the base of the ruck and he's just gone, yeah, I got it. And just absolutely...
Can't lace Peter Steph to his boots, but yeah, he's up there. Bro,
I think
he's absolutely sensational. Like, It's crazy. The Blues, literally 1 meter away, they probably said, okay, the Hurricanes got over the line like this. We'll just get over the line like this. Guess who steals it?
Yeah, I think he had the most steals that game, the most running meters, the most carries, the most tackles. Yeah, it was, I don't even know how to describe that performance. And as everyone said, it's probably the best individual performance Super Rugby's ever seen.
No, it was absolutely ridiculous. And all you can say is well done to Moana, right? Because obviously it was still a team effort.
Oh, 100%.
And I saw it on the morning shift where Ardie spoke about it, and people were telling him that this might be a bad move and whatever. And he said, like, him, the team, everyone's taking this personal because it feels like you're writing off the team. And they have been a force to be reckoned with this whole season. They've beat every single Kiwi team this season except for the Chiefs, who they are playing.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, I was obviously upset that Ardie was leaving the Hurricanes. It's my Hurricanes, and he's the best player in the world. It's obviously going to take away something from our team. But look, I was happy for him when he went to Moana. I thought it was a brilliant move. I know we spoke about it before it happened. And I said, yeah, I'm fine with that because I think they'll benefit from it, and it'll help benefit the guys in the Pacifica teams to grow with having someone like him as a role model. And we've already seen the impact he's had, not just his performances, but his impact on the other players in the team. Miracle Failangi would probably be an All Black this year if he was playing for New Zealand. He's been that good. Tupou Tailoa, the number 8, also been brilliant. Patrick Pellegrini, the Tongan at first 5, sensational. Kyron Tomoifalau on the wing, brilliant. Like, all of these guys have stepped up.
He's just signed with the Chiefs, by the way.
Kyron Tomoifalau?
Yeah, literally just saw it.
No way. Really?
Yeah. I saw a post from Cedric about it.
Then he wants to play for the All Blacks. That's what he knows he would. I mean, they've talked to him about it before, but damn, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, breaking news.
Yeah, crazy. But anyways, I don't want to put too much of the talk about Ardie, even though he's been brilliant. Their whole team this year have benefited from him being there, and they've really stepped up their game. So
I mean, they're sitting in 6th, right? So the Blues are not out of it, right? Because if Moana lose their last 2 games, the Blues just need to win their last one, and then the Blues qualify.
Yeah, they could also go above the Hurricanes if the Hurricanes lose their last 2.
Oh yeah.
So the Hurricanes just
they could even go above the Reds, right? Like, the Reds are 4 points above them.
6, because the Reds are 2 points above the Hurricanes, I think. Oh, no, they're only 4 points. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically the Hurricanes need to win one game. Moana need to win one game. Reds need to win one game. Then they're all fine, really. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Brumbies beating the Reds,
Called it.
which makes it Brumbies are top of the table at the moment. I know the Chiefs have a game in hand, fair enough, but Brumbies just keeps on doing it. They just keep doing it. I feel like I'm repeating that every single week. The Reds Derby weekend, that could have easily been an upset victory, but the Brumbies stuck to their guns, got the job done, top of the table. They'll probably play second, right? Which means that let me see the other points. Okay, no. So they'll place third at lowest.
Yeah,
And
lowest.
hopefully there's another upset victory there somewhere, which means they're guaranteed a quarter and a semi home game, and then possibly an upset gives them a home final. Oh, and they'll love that.
Yeah, man, they're just reaping what they sow. They've deserved that number one spot. They've been brilliant all season, really consistent. Their losses have been narrow. Their victories have been good, playing Brumbies style of rugby that they do week in, week out. It's really tough to beat, and they're almost impossible to beat at home.
They'll still be after this, right? They'll still be kicking themselves that they lost to the Waratahs in that one game to break the streak, because that's the difference between them topping the table and not topping.
Yeah, well, the Hurricanes at home as well. That's another one that Hurricanes hadn't beaten them since 2017 at home. That's another one they probably were expecting to win. But other than that, no, they've been brilliant, and you can't take away from them for that. And look, I actually hope they do top the table. I think it would be brilliant. The Chiefs could get upset by Moana, would not be surprised.
With the way that Moana's playing now, no, it's not.
And then Brumbies play the Crusaders in the final round. So if they beat them, and at home, so if they beat them,
that's kind of all that they have to focus on.
Yeah, it's the last game.
Let's move on to round 15.
Yeah.
Final two rounds, everything matters now. Every single point. Okay. Crusaders versus the Highlanders. Do you reckon the Highlanders have enough in them to pull another close one over here, possibly get an upset? Or do you think the Crusaders will just be too strong?
Yeah, I think Crusaders at home, I just think they'll be, even with the injuries they've got, I think, again, the Highlanders will put up, a Highlanders performance. They'll be in it. They'll be in it for as long as they can. I do think the Crusaders will pull away second half, maybe last 20 minutes of the game, and end up with a semi-comfortable scoreline. So I would probably say the Crusaders are going to win.
By the way, Marcus Springer's playing over here. I just asked where the guy is. He's playing this weekend.
Oh, okay. There you go. But 10-15 for the Crusaders, I think. I just feel like there's probably not enough juice left in that Highlanders tank at the moment. There's nothing really to play for.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I'll go halfway where I went last weekend. I'll just say the Crusaders by 13 points.
Yeah.
Bonus point as well. No, then it has to be more.
Well, unless they just like penalty merchant their way. Theoretically, it could be 15-12 with a bonus point for tries.
No bonus point, 13 points to the Crusaders. I reckon the Highlanders will still put up a fight. It's always the dangerous teams are the ones that have nothing to lose. They have nothing to gain, nothing to lose.
Yeah,
they'll just want to give their fans something to celebrate. An upset victory over the Crusaders, that would be massive. That kind of don't write us off. And they pull one over you. So I'll go 13 points to the Crusaders. But I reckon the Highlanders will put up a fight for, as you mentioned, for at least 50 minutes. And then the Crusaders might just wake up. Oh, my word. Just saw who's playing. Reds at home against the Hurricanes. Wow.
I'm honestly a little nervous at the moment. Because
should be. You should.
The Hurricanes' final two games are the Reds away and Moana Pacifica at home. We need to win one of them to guarantee our spot in the top six. So
this will most likely be a quarterfinal game as well.
Yeah. So to me, this is weirdly, I feel more comfortable winning against the Reds than I do against Moana Pacifica right
But you guys are playing now for who plays home and away in the playoff game.
We'll still be away because we'll be bottom 3 of the top 6.
No, but wait.
Yeah,
I thought
1 plays 6, 2 plays 5, and 3 plays 4. So
yeah, but oh yeah, you're correct. Sorry, I had it wrong. For some reason, I saw the Reds in 3rd and you guys in 4th. My bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this is the game that I feel more comfortable that we will win. I think the Hurricanes match up better to the Reds than we do Moana Pacifica. Even though we'd be playing Moana at home, I just think with the Brumbies' performance against them as well, I think just that style that we have at the moment of being able to hold on to possession and just keep busting at the defence until something breaks. I think that'll get us over the line. And then we've still got those magic players in the back line. Ruben Love's been brilliant at 10. Cam Roigard, as I said, probably the best 9 in the comp. Callum Harkin at 15 is having a brilliant season. Then obviously Tupisi Karifi. If Ardie Savea wasn't playing, he'd probably one of the form Lucy's in the comp as well. His turnover rate is ridiculous. But in the same vein, this Reds team is not weak whatsoever. I mean, they've got Harry Wilson back, Fraser McBride at 7, Tom Liner at 10, Tate McDermott, Dalgunu back. Okay, it's a full strength Reds team.
It's a sexy team.
Yeah.
It is a sexy team.
It's a full strength Reds team. But then, I mean, you look at these matchups, it's going to be a Safon Moore's back. We have an injury at lock, but we've got Brad Shields, Peter Larkay, Dupisi Karifi as our loose forwards. Cam Roigard, Ruben Love, Umaga Jensen in because Higgins is out with a lower leg injury. We'll see how big of a difference that is. Higgins,
Bro, but the battle that just stands out for me on this one is Cam Roigard versus Tate McDermott.
Yeah,
that is 2 exceptional talents at scrum halves that both kind of run the show for their teams. That is absolutely brilliant. Obviously, you have the battle of the Lucy's, where it's like Duplessis Karifi taking on Fraser McWright and Harry Wilson taking on Peter Larkay, right? Like that is obviously battles. But the 2 guys that pull the strings for the 2 teams play in the same position. That is going to be a sexy one. Like there's something delicious about watching a proper scrum half battle. You take it back to the 2023 World Cup, Aaron Smith 2-point, right? Like the guy with going against his successor. Sensational battle that.
Yeah. And, as that game also pointed out, 1-9 might play much better than the other one, but not affect, the results may go to the other person's team. Like it's really exciting to see those dynamics in play because, for that 2023 World Cup game, Aaron Smith put on an absolute clinic at 9. Yeah,
France was sensational the whole World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he put on a clinic, but France still won because there are threats throughout the park in those 2 teams. And then these 2 teams, as you mentioned, there are threats throughout the park as well. So, man, there's going to be fireworks. But I'm going to give it to the Hurricanes, obviously.
Of course, you're going to back your team.
Give me Hurricanes by 9.
I've got a sneaky feeling the Hurricanes will win. But I'm going to stay ethically correct I said I'm backing the Reds in every single game. I'm going to back the Reds. They're playing at home. There's a lot riding on this game because the Reds will probably want to finish as high as 4th because they'll fancy their chances more going to the Brumbies. I think if the Brumbies had to host the Kiwi teams and stuff, they'll feel almost more comfortable than a derby. Right, because the Reds can have their fans go out there. Derby's a derby. Form goes out of the window. Home ground advantage goes out of the window. I mean, the Bulls beat the Stormers at Cape Town, and we beat them at Loftus. It just altitude RFC doesn't matter when you're playing against South African teams, right? And I'm guessing it goes the same for the Australian teams. So I'm gonna back the Reds just because they know how much is riding on this. Because if the Reds lose this one, by the way, and the Blues all of a sudden. And let's say if the Reds lose their last 2, all of a sudden they're making it very tough for themselves to qualify because the Blues will definitely give themselves a final shot at getting into the playoffs. Because they're playing against the Waratahs as well. That might be a scary scoreline. They'll just take their 5 points. I'm backing the Reds. It's about principle. and discipline. And I'm backing what I said at the start of the season. Saturday games. Oh my goodness, game of the weekend.
Yeah.
Chiefs versus Moana.
I have no idea because it's.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is going to play out exactly like the Moana versus Blues game. And just the pure passion of Moana, knowing if they win this one, they've guaranteed that spot. They know what needs to be done. They're going to give it everything. Passionate. 2 points victory at the death. And they're going to win it. Moana Pacifica is going to pull off the upset victory at the Chiefs ground.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Chiefs are just playing for that top spot. So they're both playing for something. I think it will mean more to Moana Pacifica, but the loose forward battle for this game, oh my goodness. Wallace Satiti versus Ardie Savea versus Miracle Whailangi. I think Jacobson's in the mix as well. Let me have a look. Jacobson, yeah, he's in there too. Oh my God. It's going to be the two best loosies in New Zealand going up against each other.
I'm gonna say this to you again, Aiden. Moana has beat every New Zealand team except for the Chiefs this far.
Yeah, they have. And
why not do the sweep? They haven't beaten any of them. Why not do the sweep in one season?
Yeah, I mean, this is the full strength Chiefs team this week as well. So this will be the toughest test for them for sure. I mean, look at that back line. It's Cortez Ratum at 9, Damien McKenzie back at 10, Quinn Tupaia, Rona at 13. So no Leonard Brown's probably the only one. Nara on the wing, Leroy Carter, who's been brilliant this year, Stevenson at fullback, and obviously Tokiaho back in at the hooker spot. So as much as that Chiefs team is so strong, there's one name on the Moana Pacifica lineup that the Chiefs don't have, and that man is probably the best player in the world and he's just so good. So I'm going to back Ardie Savea and his team to get it done just as you said.
Yes.
Just.
We're calling the upset victory on this one. Right? I've got nothing against the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. I like their style of play. I think they deserve to win a Super Rugby, right, at some point. Like they've gotten close and close and close, and the Crusaders were always there. Last season was the Blues. They can easily win it this time, right? Them or the Brumbies, I'll be happy. But I need Moana to win this game.
I want Moana to make the finals badly. Also, if Moana win, then the Hurricanes can beat them next week and it's okay. You know, they'd still make it. So, like, I need Moana to win this game because I think the Blues will beat the Waratahs.
You wouldn't be happy if it's your team that pushes them out.
Yeah, it would suck because I love Moana and I'd much rather them be there than the Blues. So I hope Moana get it done. I'll be cheering for Moana.
Against your team?
No, against the Chiefs.
Against the Chiefs. Yeah, fair enough. I think most, except for the Chiefs fans, are going to cheer for Moana.
Although if the Hurricanes beat the Reds this week, we can let Moana beat us at home because we'd have qualified. We don't need to win the last game. So if Moana
rest your players, rest up. That's going to be match fixing, but yeah, fine, rest up.
But it's the Blues, so who cares?
Okay, final game, dead rubber. Force versus the Waratahs. It's the on week.
Yeah, on week, but away. Waratahs to, for some reason, look world class for a week. And yeah,
the Waratahs don't want to finish last of the Australian teams after they just replace the Rebels. Whoever wins this one places above the other one. They're on the exact same amount of points, 22 points each.
Yeah. I just think, again, similar to the Highlanders for the Force, they just look like they've run out of gas.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be tough for them to keep that motivation up, the spirits up, because the key players have performed all season, so they'll be fine going into international season. The Tars, there'll be a few of them in those teams, and that team still trying to put their name forward for the Wallabies. So, yeah, we shall see. But I'm going to pick the Waratahs to win by 8 points on week.
I agree. I feel like that's a That would be a fair representation of how their season has been, to be fair. Like the Waratahs has been so on off. You can see the Force's wheels have been, it's just fallen off drastically. Yeah, that brings us to the end. People, please go show Aiden some love and support. Go to his TikTok, go and follow. If you like this type of content, talking about the Super Rugby, we're just fans, we're just talking shit. You're just a fan and you're talking shit as well. We see you there in the comments. So subscribe to the channel.
I'll see you, Michael, Birdie Wooster guy. Every comment, even when I'm not in the video, he talks about me. It's crazy.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.